Hey everyone, Kevin Richards here from Rock the Stage NYC here on YouTube and rpmvocalstudio.com on the web for voice lessons around the planet. Check out the links below there. There's a link in there to get both my vocal courses, Breaking the Chains and its companion warm-up or sort of beginner's course, just for $50. That's half off the normal price as a digital download because you clicked on this video and watching it, so that's my gift to you. There's also links in the description there to get playlists to find videos on various topics. I have over 300 videos on this channel. Also links to my to take lessons with me, whether it's here in the studio in New York City or online via Skype from anywhere on the planet. The question of today is, and I get this question asked of me a lot, is online anyway, how much of my voice can I change with vocal lessons or singing lessons? Now, that's kind of a loaded question because what exactly do you mean by change? Most people, when they refer this question to me, they mean like the tone of their voice, the sound of their voice. Now, again, perception is everything. How you hear your own voice is not how everybody else hears your voice. We have a lot of other things that give us our impression of our own voices. There's internal bone conductivity, there's something called preview, which goes up the side of our mouths, also then mixed in with our voice in the room or the environment that we're in. We get all of that. Other people only hear what comes directly out of our mouth. So they get a slightly different view of us. So, and nobody, barely anybody, likes the sound of their own voice recorded. Whether it's speaking or singing. They hear it back and they go, ugh. Even the most professional, legendary singers don't like the sound of their own voices when they hear it played back after doing a recording take. They just don't. It's basically for that reason, is they hear their own voices differently than how we hear them. Plus, it's just odd to hear yourself sort of played back. It's just weird. So, now, if other people tell you, oh, you have a terrible singing voice, blah, 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 they may not mean the tone of your voice. They may just mean how you're singing, and that's just technique. That's just, you're not singing the right pitches, you're out of key, you're off pitch, it sounds weak, or it sounds wobbly, or it sounds crackled, or it sounds throaty or strained. That's just technique, and that can all be cured with vocal lessons with someone like myself. Now, the tone of your voice, in terms of how you sound when you speak, only so much of that can be changed. Because it's biology. It's the makeup, the size and shape of your vocal cords, the size and shape of the inside of your mouth and all that. That basically comes down from mom and dad. So if you don't have a really nice speaking voice, blame them. It's genetic, basically. So only so much of that can be changed. Now, there are a few examples of people who speak very differently than how they sing. Axl Rose of Guns N' Roses is a fine example of someone who speaks very differently than how he sings. Two totally different sounds. Most people sing with the same sound of their speaking voice with their singing voice. So only so much of that can be changed. Now, the tonality, only so much. If you don't have a really good speaking voice, the sound of your voice you're probably not going to have a really good sounding singing voice. And like I said, that's basically mom and dad's fault. But if you have a fairly pleasing sounding speaking voice and your singing voice doesn't sound good, that's all technique. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff that you really don't need to be doing when you sing that you're doing when you speak, and there shouldn't be that much change between what you're doing to speak from how you sing in terms of the tone. So if people tell you sound horrible, you have to ask them, well, what do you mean? Because you might take it one way and they might be meaning it a different way. They might be meaning, your technique per se isn't really good. They may not mean that you sound horrible in terms of the tone of your voice. So when people ask me this question, there's really no way I can give them a specific answer until I hear the sound of your voice. Coming to that, a link right here where I give a $25 evaluation. You send me audio clips or a video clip of your singing voice and your speaking voice, and I can tell you basically how much of your voice can be improved with singing lessons. And that link is right there at the top of the description. Check that out. Till next time, this is Kevin Richards. Keep rocking, keep practicing. See ya.